Hello everyone, my name is Philippe Mazerol. I'm a French swine veterinarian and I'm a global product manager for swine biologicals in Seva, and I'm based at the Seva headquarters in France. Today I'm very pleased to attend this webinar that is going to focus on Mycoplasma pneumonia. This is a very important topic for most of the swine producers in the world because Mycoplasma pneumonia remain one of the key pathogens that you will find in lungs responsible for the porcine respiratory disease complex. It's a primary pathogen, and when you look at the responsible bibliography, it's very interesting to note that they really facilitate the co-infection by other pathogens like Actinobacillus pleuropneumoniae, Pasteurella multifida, or PRRS virus. In my presentation today, I will try to explain to you what makes iodine a very different vaccine from what is existing so far on the market. And what we realized some years ago is that for different reasons, looking at the epidemiology, the co-infection, the vaccination scale, the farm environment, uh, for different reasons, Mycoplasma pneumoniae, after so many years of vaccination, remain one of the key pathogens inducing high financial losses and damaging the lungs of most of the pigs around the world. So we initiated some works, and when you look at the formulation of the swine vaccine, there are two big components that can make the difference. The first one is the antigen. For that, we decided to select our own strain, Mycoplasma strain, to formulate iodine based on an isolator coming from the field that demonstrated its virulence. And I will come back to it. It is very critical to formulate a potent vaccine. The second important component is the adjuvant. And in that case, we are using all-in-water adjuvant that is represented by a lipopolysaccharide coming from non-toxic E. coli strain. And you will see we have clearly demonstrated that this specific adjuvant is able to stimulate, and this is very important when we talk about Mycoplasma pneumonia protection, to stimulate both the adaptive and the innate immunity. We call this adjuvant innate. Coming back on the strain used in the formulation, the antigen, we selected in a strain recently isolated from the field, and we decided from the beginning not to use what we call the J strain, that is a strain considered today as a low pathogenic strain used by most of the competitor products, isolated in the 60s. And what we know is that this strain has been used by formulation of many other products because it's a strain that is easy to grow. It's easy to grow, but considered as low pathogen. We did some collaboration with very well-known health institute, animal health institute in Europe, and analyzing and comparing the proteomic structure of the strain used in different vaccines, especially iodine strain with the J strain. The institute demonstrated that there were some clear differences. For instance, in the J strain, some missing part of the genome encoding for the adenosine, for example, that is the initial step of Mycoplasma pathogenicity that were missing in the J strain but remaining in iodine strain. And we consider that it really can be an explanation about the difference in terms of efficacy, as you will see in the numerous trials that we have performed, both experimentally and in the field. For us, and you see there were recently more and more publications demonstrating the role and the existence of high pathogenic strain and low pathogenic strain. So we consider that selection of the strain to formulate a mycoplasma vaccine, it is really critical. The second part, as I said, it is the adjuvant, the oil and water adaptation. So the size and the way the adjuvant is formulated is critical, because if you have smaller size, it will be a way also to better shade and expose the antigen to the immune cells. This is critical, the selection of the emulsion. But as I said, there is a specific ingredient that is contained in Immuvan, that is the J5-LPS. It's a non-toxic lipopolysaccharide derived from a mutant E. coli strain that will play a role because it will help to bind to the Toll-like receptor 4, like it is in the normal I would say adherence of the mycoplasma strain in the field, will help to mimic this step and to be recognized by the immune cells like the macrophages, and will initiate a series of chemical reaction that will produce pro-inflammatory cytokine that will be at the origin of the development of the immune system. So there is in hygiene a specific way to stimulate the immune system to give a fast and long lasting answer to a mycoplasma infection. Of course, in some areas like in Europe that are very strict in terms of regulation, it has been a request to demonstrate that to include the G5 in this oil in water emulsion was a benefit for the immune response. So we did this challenge with the vaccine without J5 or with the J5, having the same emulsion, and non-vaccinated pigs. All the pigs have been challenged, and 18 weeks after vaccination, and then we look at the pigs at the slaughter houses and look at the immune response. And it was very interesting that in terms of seroconversion, there was a very good seroconversion with the formulation with or without J5 21 days after the vaccination. But what we have seen as well is mainly when you look at the cellular immunity, and this is the spot that you can see on this slide, the stimulation of the immune cells able to be activated to produce interferon gamma, and therefore the cellular immunity. You see there was a significant difference in favor of the group with Immuvan included, demonstrated that the advantage to incorporate Immuvan into this adjuvant, the J5 inside of the adjuvant, was specifically on the cellular immunity. That is a very important part of the response when you want to prevent against Mycoplasma pneumoniae. So a very specific formulation when we consider the antigen, but as well the adjuvant. And in terms here of lung lesion, that is for you, of course, the most important, because this is what you will experience in your own operation. You see that when we vaccinated with iodine, including J5 in the adjuvant, we have seen a clear reduction of the lung lesion at the slaughterhouse once the pigs have been challenged in the experimental trial. So clearly demonstrated that there was not only high stimulation of the immune system, but as well a positive consequence on the health status of the pigs at the slaughterhouse. We did a lot of trials demonstrated this short onset of immunity in the 2 weeks post-vaccination. So this is important in case of relatively early infection of the piglets. But what we discovered talking with pig owners in the field is that the long duration of the immunity. This is something that is very critical today, especially when we consider ready-to-use combination that usually have a lower duration of immunity compared to separated vaccine, even in a competitive environment. That's why it was very critical to demonstrate a very long duration of immunity, which is the case with Hyogene. You see in this example of the challenge trial performed 26 weeks post-vaccination, so at the late stage of the life of the animals with 40 animals. And you see vaccinated or non-vaccinated and challenge times 26 weeks or post-vaccination. Very, very late infection. So what we learn from this kind of challenge? First of all, the strong stimulation of the immune system on both humoral immunity and cellular immunity, as described 3 weeks post-vaccination, is maintained during the whole life of the animal. This is very interesting. First of all, the seropositivity. So you see there is a very strong seropositivity, very high homogeneity in the response. So this is something that is also very specific for Hyogene. So we know that there is no direct correlation between seropositivity and protection because the cellular immunity is also very important. Nevertheless, it is a part of the immune response that we have to consider. And in the case of Hyogene vaccination, the seropositivity, the homogeneity of the response was very high and lasted for a very long time, until 26 weeks post-vaccination. In terms of population of activated cells secreting interferon gamma, so representative of the cellular immunity, it was the same case with a very high stimulation that remained until 26 weeks post. And at the end, of course, it was very critical to demonstrate that there was a clear benefit the vaccinated pigs. And you see here that there was a strong reduction of lung lesions, Mycoplasma lesions on the lungs of the slaughterhouse. So that means that even in the case of very late infection, that can happen in the field, pigs vaccinated with Hyogene remain protected early until the end. 26 weeks post-vaccination, very long duration of immunity that we have observed. Then I wanted to also illustrate some of the collaboration that we have with the Animal Health Institute working, and are really focusing on Mycoplasma pneumonia studies. We have, for instance, a very strong collaboration with the Professor Maes team working for the University of Gand in Belgium. This is one of the team really leading the publication, scientific publication about Mycoplasma pneumonia in the world. What was very interesting in this study that they performed themselves was the way they try to mimic what is happening in the field the alternance and the co-infection between low pathogenic strain of Mycoplasma pneumoniae and high pathogenic strain. This is the first point that we wanted to highlight, this experimental challenge that was able to mimic the situation, the real situation in the field. And then you will see it was quite unique to have a full set of information regarding the immune response and the consequences, the positive consequences after the vaccination. In that case, in the study, pigs were vaccinated at 33 weeks of age, and then, as I said, were inoculated with the highly virulent strain F7, and then after with a low virulent strain 1 day afterwards. They took samples from a bronchoalveolar lavage, and then they checked the lungs. So this study, for instance, has been published in the peer review article with all the details of the experiment. So the first point, it's interesting to note that 2 weeks post vaccination, we see a positive stimulation of the immunoglobulin type A that can protect from Mycoplasma pneumoniae adherent into the respiratory tract. So that was interesting for the local immunity, and as well the immunoglobulin type G also stimulated that are involved in the opsonization of the bacteria and the way to really then destroy and kill the bacteria by the phagocytosis performed by the alveolar macrophages. So strong immunity detected with specific antibodies IgA and IgG. Something that is also rare to observe, the analysis of the concentration of pro-inflammatory cytokine. And here, what was very interesting, very details, is that when you look at the positive control, especially for instance the immunoglobulin type and the interleukin type 1 and 6, you see that the stimulation is very high and maintained for too long time. It has been demonstrated that in the immune response, if the concentration of pro-inflammatory cytokine is too high and for too long time, then it creates an inflammation that will be at the origin of the creation of the lung lesion. So in fact, you need to really have a good moderation. So that means a stimulation of the pro-inflammatory cytokine to create inflammation, to then have the protection of the pigs, but not too high, because if it's too high, then it creates a too high inflammation and it's not good for the animals. So here it was very interesting because after Iogen vaccination, there was really a modulation of the immune response that will help them to prevent the disease. And something that we experience in different trials that we have performed with Iogen, when you look at the positivity in terms of bacterial load in the bronchoalveolar lavage, it was interesting to know that in terms of percentage of pigs that are positive and the quantity also of bacteria that we can determine by qPCR, both were really reduced in blue in the case of Iogen vaccination compared to the control. So really a role of Iogen to decrease really the bacterial load. So this is something that is very interesting to reduce, of course, the transmission between pigs. And something that, of course, you are going to expect when you vaccinate against Mycoplasma with the vaccine, improvement of the respiratory distress, just also to confirm that the control was very higher, showing that the severity of the challenge was strong enough. and a reduction of the lung lesion. So in that very, I would say, heavy trial with a lot of parameters collected, you see that there is a strong stimulation of the immune system, improvement of the health status of the pigs, and a reduction of the bacterial load. That is the complete improvement of the health status of the pigs after this challenge with two different strains. Then I wanted to show you, because now we have several years of experience, and we found a different way to collect and measure the efficacy after using Iogen. And this is something that we could propose to you in the near future. This is the best way to evaluate a new vaccine like Iogen. So I will show you some different ways to evaluate this best efficacy with Iogen. The first one, that is an original one in Northern Europe as well. The new system has been created to measure the cough, to monitor the cough 24/7, which is very interesting because the system, the microphone, is able to distinguish the noise made by coughing with the noise from the door that you can close, for instance, in the room. And what is also very interesting is that you score individually all the coughs and during the whole day. This is very interesting because you can, of course, limit the chance of a big deviation and be more significant. So in that case, there was a historically outbreak of coughing during the finishing period at 70, 80 kilos, which is very classical for Mycoplasma pneumonia. And we decided to perform a comparison with another one-shot vaccine and followed by this microphone. So the idea is to put one microphone per room, and we were following the different groups. And we have observed this year over the time, so we are talking about thousands of coughs. Like I told you, it is something that is really exhaustive with a huge counting of coughing. But you see here a reduction of 30%, about 30% of coughing after Iogen vaccination. With Iogen, you will improve the health status of the lung, reduction of the lesion, but it is also something that you could feel directly in your barn, looking at the cough itself. And here it has been measured. But what was also very interesting for farmers is to see correlation between less coughing and the percentage of heavily and severely affected lungs. That was here 4% lower in Iogen. The percentage of healthy lungs without Mycoplasma lesion, 10% different in favor of Iogen, and the synthetic MADEX index. So this is the sum of the individual score of the lungs divided by the total number of lungs, and you see that the index was also improved. Here, what counts is the performance and the return on investment. So in terms of performances, 44 grams difference. So it means something. You have less lesions, better performances, and we have a calculator that integrates all these parameters, and also the price of the piglets, the price of the feed, all the variable costs, and we found a difference of 2.45 euro per pigs in this trial. So here, this is good because you have the correlation between clinical signs, lung lesions, performances, and canonical return. Here, in this trial against competitor one-shot vaccines, the idea was to show you that what counts is also to see the long-term effect and the homogeneity of the result that you can get with Iogen vaccination. But this is the bar chart of the percentage of healthy lungs without lesions, and in blue line, the average EP index. So what you can see is that time to time, you can have one batch that perform relatively well. But what we encourage you to do and to collaborate with SIVA is really when you will implement a change of vaccination program, for instance, with Hygiene, to, of course, know what was the situation before vaccinating with Hygiene, but to have a close follow-up on several batches to really uh, highlight the homogeneity of good results that you can obtain with Biogen. You see here on in total 7 batches, we then improve and stay close or above 80% of ranks without lesion. This is something that we also want to demonstrate with you, not to compare only one batch with or without Biogen, but really to show that after vaccinating with Biogen, over the time, you can stabilize the health status of your health. And this is something that we also demonstrated clearly in Brazil, based on thousands of batches that we scored, that the average data obtained with Hygiene after 1 year of vaccination with Hygiene was even better than the first year vaccinating with Hygiene. So this is very interesting to have a look at mid-term performances and to see how we can guarantee you this good homogeneity of results over time. And also reminding here this kind of correlation that we establish ourselves based on our own lung scoring. You see the percentage of bronchopneumonia. When you have the percentage of bronchopneumonia that is going down, you will see with a very good coefficient of correlation that the average daily gain will increase. So some companies are saying that there is no correlation between lung lesions and zootechnical performances. In our experience, we clearly demonstrated that there is a correlation. So if you reduce very well and over the time the percentage of bronchopneumonia time, there is a very high statistical impact on the average daily gain and at the end of the day to your economical profit. Something the situation time to time depend on the country background, but in some countries this is a quite important segment of the market that is still using a two-shot vaccination program because farmers are not convinced of the efficacy of using a one-shot vaccine. So we perform, for instance, this comparison with Hygiene one-shot just after winning compared to two-shot vaccination. So the comparison with the support from the University of Vienna in Austria. This is a peer review article. Interesting as well because here again we have a full set of data collected, including zootechnical performances, slaughterhouse information, antibiotics treatment, and clinical signs. And here, this is very interesting to note, and honestly, we were quite surprised at the beginning when we obtained such a result, that with Hygiene one-shot vaccination at winning, you can even perform better than a two-shot vaccination program. So that's why our positioning is clearly one shot at winning. With this, we can cover most of the cases in the field. So you see a dramatic reduction of the lung lesion incidence, as well the reduction of the severity of the lesions, and including the cranial paralysis. We will describe later on how we score particularly the lung lesion. but in case of cranial paralysis, that can be co-infection not only with Mycoplasma pneumonia, but can be also co-infection with Streptococcus suis as well, or influenza. But you see here really early improvement of the health status at the Slaughterhouse and dramatic decrease of the antibiotic treatment per pigs, which is, as you know, a big trend in Europe. As much as possible, everywhere we try to reduce the antibiotic treatment, especially in the field, but as well in people. But here we have seen a reduction of the antibiotic treatment in the iodine group. This was interesting and very impressive and very impactful, I would say, especially in countries where two-shot vaccination program remain quite significant. Another topic that is very important for you, because of course we may understand that convenience is critical, and it is clear, especially when we talk about vaccination. Nevertheless, we really wanted to see what is happening when you mix antigen in the same product, because it is known that you can have negative interaction between antigens, PCV2 antigens, and Mycoplasma pneumonia antigens. So we perform a trial. This is interesting because it's really a large trial based on thousands of animals in Spain. You receive 14 batches, comparison with a lot. And clearly what we have observed is that when you mix time to time a PCV2 vaccine with Mycoplasma vaccine, there is really something to look at when we consider the Mycoplasma protection. With iodine, we have repeated experience where we clearly demonstrated that there is an improvement of the health status, the Mycoplasma health status in platelets vaccinated with iodine, in both in terms of prevalence of lesions and severity of lesions observed at the Slaughterhouse. So this is very critical when we define a new vaccination program to make sure that it will not disbalance the health status of your health. And when you consider, for instance, in Europe, then in the last survey that we performed, that more than 40% of the learned were presenting Mycoplasma pneumonia lesions. We consider that it is not all the lesions is still there, and there is still a big risk if you don't prevent properly against Mycoplasma pneumonia. Because it's not only a question of lesions, and once again we see the strong correlation between the lesions observed at the Slaughterhouse and the performances in the farm. Here there was 41 gram difference between the two groups, between iodine groups and the ready-to-use combo groups, and 0.74 of FCR. Sometimes it's difficult to get accurate information about FCR in the case of Spain, because they have very big integrators and very good and accurate information about the feed consumption. It was already possible to calculate the feed conversion ratio, because this is a parameter that the big integrators are closely following. So in our case, you see this trial, long trial, more than 37 piglets involved with iodine. It clearly demonstrated the clear advantage on the growth, clear advantage on feed conversion ratio. That means at the end of the day, almost 2.5 euro per pig better form in the iodine group. So the message is to be careful when we talk about convenience. We know that convenience is important, especially for the workers in the farm. but that count as well the performances and the economical return. More recently, we investigated the combination between iodine and Cercovac. You know that Seva is distributing Cercovac and we are distributing iodine. There is a peer-reviewed article just published this year from Joaquin Segales team from Barcelona in Spain that is very dedicated to PCV2 and Mycoplasma studies. They demonstrated that when you mix in the same syringe Cercovac and iodine, it was not damaging the PCV2 activity and was damaging Mycoplasma activity. And we wanted in the field trial, especially in Italy, where you have a long production, 9 months, we wanted to make sure that there was a very good Mycoplasma protection because, as you know, and as I told you before, when you mix the PCV2 antigen and the Mycoplasma antigen, the risk is really on the Mycoplasma protection. So we did a trial with 2,000 animals vaccinated at women with either iodine plus Cercovac in the same syringe or Mycoplex and Cercoplex. Once again, you see that, for instance, it was with IDVET, ELISA, a very strong serological response after iodine vaccination. So this is something really that we see commonly in the field when we implement such a vaccination program. Very strong seroconversion. And what was very interesting is the positive impact on the growth. 22 grams in favor of Cercovac and iodine group, with a dramatic decrease of the Mycoplasma lesion in the Cercovac and iodine group. Once again, a very good correlation between lung lesions and technical performances, and the demonstration in the field, even in heavy peak production, 9 months at the slaughter time, a very good protection obtained against Mycoplasma even when you mix iodine with Cercovac. As a conclusion, I would say that iodine is a really innovative vaccine, because of the nature of the antigen that is unique, and especially not based on the usual, I would say, J strain, a unique adjuvant that will stimulate, and you have seen some example about the humoral and cellular immunity, clearly demonstrated in different experimental challenges. The positioning is very clear, one shot at winning that will cover the early infection, and what really makes the difference in the field is the late infection during the late part of the finishing period. We encourage you to collaborate with Seva technical service to have a look at the length of your pigs at the starter house before starting any trial, and for the follow-up based on several batches, because we really want to show you, and you will see it, how sustainable is the protection and the level of prevention that you can get that is unique with iodine. And as you have seen more recently, we can really compete with any other competitors, including the two-shot vaccine program. And you will see the impact on the zootechnical performances on the lung lesions, and this protection will be kept when you will mix the same syringe iodine with Cercovac. So I would like to thank you very much for your attention in this bit specific condition, I would say, and I would be very happy to answer any questions that you may have and to share my experience from the other countries. Thank you very much.